What's up, Rockstars? Today I have the pleasure of unboxing Bardsung. There's a ton of minis in this box, so I'm excited to take a look. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Into the AM. Support the channel and get an awesome premium shirt I designed with them by using the link in the description below to purchase Eternal Guardian. From the lopsided crown, wolves, Norse throne, and more, this shirt is spectacular, and you can save 10% off when buying this fantastic shirt. Check it out and many other awesome shirts via the link down below.
As always, a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. It is through their financial support that this channel is possible. If you appreciate the videos that I make for you guys every single week, and you can give even $1 a month, I'd be very grateful for you to go and head down into that description below to that link and go ahead and donate that. That helps out so much. It might be a little to you guys. I mean, it's just like $1, right? But it is so helpful to me. These games are expensive, and I do back many of them. This is one of them. So this is the gameplay all in, and again, paid for this thanks to my patrons. So you are seeing this thanks to my patrons. So thank you so much to them. All right, let's go ahead and look here. So just a little tiny padding on there, but these looks like they raise above the box. So that's kind of nice too. One of the things that had me back this, oh man, that is tight. I like that. That is cool. That's like awesome. Is that it's a dungeon crawl that is like a core box, and then like 1 or 2 expansions, and that's it. They didn't spam it with like a bajillion different boxes. I'm looking at you, Bloodborne. So anyway, this is the Lost Levels here. So this is one of the expansions. I don't know. I think I almost didn't get that, but then when they added the gameplay all in, I'm like, okay, sure, fine, because it's like a kind of dwarven tech kind of stuff there, and I'm only so interested in that. This is the Fables. I believe this is all the stretch goals, but maybe not. Man, it's been a while. It's been a while. That being said, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like that long, I feel. You know, that this was actually on Kickstarter. This is a pretty quick delivery. And then the core box alone, it is massive, guys. This is huge. Just ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh. Alright. Alright, first things first, we're going to get some of this stuff out of the way so we have more room. We'll do the expansions afterwards. I'll go and spend 8 hours on this core box. My goodness. Okay, so first of all, one thing I can say is I like the cover, mainly because I really like that Bardsung is like prominent here, and then it's almost like a tale of two things. What's interesting about this, though, and this is something I would not have thought of doing, and I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I think it's kind of cool. So it's kind of telling a story, right? So this guy's very prominent, and he's a little weird looking, in my opinion. But anyway, very prominent. Like his face, he's like, his mouth is very open, and you can tell. See, he's the Bardsung, right? He's singing this tale, and then there's these different things that are happening. All these are different scenes that he's like singing about. So he's singing about this person fighting that, and that person fighting them, and them approaching that, and then this happening here. And so these are different scenes that are kind of being spun out there, and they're all swirled by a kind of a song kind of thing. Very cool. I dig that. Box. Let's see. There's a little dent right here. There is a little dent right here. Otherwise, this looks pretty good. Now, there is a problem here. And the problem 100% is this. This doesn't match. I don't know who did this. I don't know who I need to blame, but I'm gonna blame someone, and I'm not happy. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, that bothers me. That just looks dumb. Why doesn't it match? That's frustrating. And then over here, oh, same thing. Doesn't matter. Like what? Why? Why you do that? Well, regardless of why they did that, let's go ahead and open it up and see what's going on. I was thinking maybe like the bottom of it is... Oh, actually, before we do that, let me check the back. Wait, did I check the back? Sort of. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So first of all, it is lined up. All right, so facing up and facing up. Oh, okay, there we go. Oof. All right, now, this is always kind of funny. I always get a kick out of them just showing minis. Not every game does it, but it is always kind of funny. So here is a little bit about it. 50+ hour fantasy campaign, illustrious narrative. They have all the minis with the cards behind them. Got the big boy there. They got some of the stuff here. And then everything else that they're not showing. All the cards and the whole map and everything. It's just kind of funny that they only show minis. Look, it's what sells, even in retail. And it's always kind of interesting. It's like, is Bardsung going to be in retail? I don't know. I don't pay attention because I got it here. So, like, what the heck do I care? But if it's in retail, this is a massive box for retail. If it's not, then what is the point of the back of that box? What is that? Is that for, like, me, if I'm browsing my own collection and I forget what the heck Bardsung is? I've always wondered why they do that. Is it because of the possibility of retail backers? And so they just do that? I don't know. It just seems odd. I can understand wanting to explain your game. I think that's fine. It's just kind of funny. Alright. Okay. That's okay. So, like, right here. See, it's bowing out a little bit here. I'm just trying to get a grip. There we are. Okay. Now, this is nice. So it is a big box, but if you notice... Oh, careful. Oh, no. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It's like that, I swear. It's actually dual layer, right? So there's like... There's a box within a box here, if that makes sense. I imagine it's glued. I believe it's glued. It seems glued. And it actually does bow in a little bit, whatever. Okay, so this is very cool. I like the intro here. This is kind of a bummer that it was bent over like that. On the back, the tile reference sheet. Oh man, so it's all bent now. This is something I actually need, maybe. Well, oh well, that's fine. It's just a tile reference sheet. It's very like, it's an interesting, it's kind of like a poster. Like a poster that you would like buy. Alright, now we have big ol' cardboard token stuff, and then it looks like we get straight to the minis and cards and stuff after that. So let's move this over as best we can. There we are. Take a look at this. Looks like there's storage for all of the tokens and everything, so that's nice. Very nice to see. I really like... So SFG does such a wide variety of games. And so, like, they start out with the, Dark Souls and all that, right? But, they've done a lot of, like, Resident Evil, and they've done a whole bunch of other stuff. And a lot of that, to me, looked very, IP cash-in, right? But at least lately, I've liked it. So like I played Resident Evil, the latest one they did, which is just called Resident Evil. They started with 2 and then 3 for the video game tie-ins, I believe. Anyway, so they were doing that, and those had some issues being dark perhaps, or that you preset everything up. They changed it a lot, and it's like very exploration based now, and I really enjoyed it. It's one of my wife's favorite games. Now we are both fans of the IP. But either way, like it's actually a legit game. I like it. And then Bardsung comes out. I play it online a little bit. It's like, okay, yeah, this is fun. But what I like is that it's their thing, right? It's something that's not IP based. It's like a passion project, and I dig that. All right, so I can tell you right now, this is definitely skinny, as you can. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, so definitely on the skinnier side. However, more sturdy than some others that I've had. This is actually pretty sturdy here. Not too bad. It does look a little bent though. We'll check that out. And that could be based off of its skinniness. So that's one thing to kind of keep in mind. I guess it feels very retail, if that makes sense. It's definitely not extra thick. There's a little bit of sponginess to it. And again, to me that always feels a little wet. but I think it's just because it's bendy and yeah, see, that's totally bent. You can see the layer lines a little bit, but it's honestly not too bad on this. Let's see, if you rub, it's not going to flake off by the looks of it, so that's kind of nice. It looks like there's a little bit of flaking, and it definitely does get a little bit of a white line you can see. Let's see if there's a spot that doesn't. And honestly, this almost looks like, it almost is like evenly cut. I think it is. I think I'm just crazy. I'm probably just crazy. All right, so let's take this. Let's take one more out of the same exact kind. Okay. Now, these are just how they were, right? So if I flip this over and it's not bent, you will not see a gap there. It'll look just like this. But I suspect what you're going to see is a gap. And not that bad on here. It's right here. So you can see there is a little bit of a gap there, but honestly, it's not terrible. You see that gap there? So it should be pretty flush. And you can definitely get it flush because it's so, you know, I just try to hold it very loosely. So this is actually pretty good. But when I hold it loosely here, you can see that gap right there in the middle where it should be boop, like that. So not too bad though. Not too bad. Just a little bit of a bow in there. That's actually pretty good. So yeah, not bad. And honestly, I mean, none of that is like it's laying flat. There's not an issue there. It is front and back. I do like the color. So another interesting thing I would say is this looks like computer graphics to me. Just how it is. It just looks like a digital art, if that makes sense. Something about the glow. Mostly, like the glow just seems like that, it almost looks like a texture that was added there and stuff. And then this does not. This looks like almost a hand-drawn kind of thing. And maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe it's just this tile. I'll have to take a look at a few others. Some of it does, like this looks a little CG computer graphic stuff here, but this water here in particular just doesn't look like that to me. I love the different colors. Like this has bright yellow, like neon crap even going on here. Green, more yellow here, blue. Right, and then we have here, we literally have red and then blue. Again, neon stuff. We got like little glows here. And the angle of it's quite interesting. So first of all, the tile goes to like pitch black, right? So you're like seeing a little snippet of the tile and it's like almost straight down. See, there's the little paths, right? And then they go into darkness as well. So it's one of those things where when you put it together, they are going to look connected, right? As you can see. But it also almost looks like separate rooms, like in a video game, like in a Legend of Zelda game back in the day, you know, where it's all connected, but it was this room and then this room, and they're very separate like that. That's what I get the sense of here, which I love. I think that's cool. It gives each room a very distinct. Man, look at the bright colors on this. This kind of reminds me of a claustrophobia kind of thing. What's interesting is, look, this has that, and then this has that. It's almost the exact same thing, just different versions of it. That's kind of interesting. Was this like that too, maybe? No, I mean, not really. That's how that one worked. And then we have, little connection pieces here. So a lot of this is like, you exploring and trying to find different paths and do different things like that. Let's look at some of the, punch-out tokens here. So right now you can see this is hanging down, right? So definitely tags. However, it's actually not that bad. I'm surprised it hung at all. But it's definitely there. Where's my little pokey stick? How do I lose this stuff? It's right here. That's right. Black on black. All right. All it's going to show is that there's, even look at me. There's definitely a tag there, right? Very noticeable. Looks like this is a door that you can add, perhaps that can be open or closed, right? Now these doors are important for like roaming monsters and stuff like that. And then we have a stop sign, 1 XP, 3 XP. So you have little XP tokens here. And again, these are a good thickness. Getting a little spongy, but overall, I think it feels nice. I think these will last a good time, a good while. And then we have the different stuff with their their colors and whatnot, which I think can kind of help as well, that you can buff stuff up with and whatnot. Is there anything else that's kind of unique here? I mean, there's definitely more art, as you can see. More tokens, right? A whole bunch of different, looks like little terrain things here. And, man, look at that room there. My goodness. And these little hallway things also look cool. And if I flip it over so you can see the back, there's the back side of all that as well. All right, well, that's that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. Let's put this, grab this fairly carefully, kind of carefully, maybe carefully. All right, what else we got in here? Ugh, lots of minis. So here's like these storage tokens, right? Now this is one of those things, and I'm kind of indifferent on this. Like, okay, so it's nice that these are all separate, right? But I actually like, and it's nice on the table. Speaking of which, looks like, so it feels like it locks, but I'm not seeing a. Okay, yeah. So they are locking lids, and really what I mean by that is there's a little bit of pressure. So right here. You can kind of see it. Do you see that little shift right there? It's very subtle, right? And you can kind of see it right here as well. So that grips, right? And so because that grips, it keeps that lid on, so it's not gonna like fall off or anything like that. Though the lid goes all the way to the bottom too. These are nice. Often when you put them on the table, even like that's quite good. These seem very shallow, and maybe there's four. Is there four? Is there one for each player? Is this a player thing? No, because there's tons. But see how you get like a whole bunch of these? So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and tearing it down, right? So putting it back in the box can take a long time because you're busy putting them in all these different things. Or sometimes I just want like a quicker storage, if that makes sense. This is an interesting shape, and they like crammed this in. I mean, like every little way they could. I feel. Alright, so I got some more stuff there. Hopefully, hey, you know, part of unboxing this like this is I get to see where everything went. Any tape? No, because they have those locking lids, so that's helpful. We're gonna move some of this stuff out. I'm gonna look at, I think, let's see, these right here. But I mean, there's just cards and cards and cards and cards. Let's take a look at these. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Let's take a look. That being said, I am impressed with the storage. Seems quite nice. Like, it seems good. I like it. A lot of cards. They're all numbered here. See C106 right there. Because how this works is it has like a deck that you're like putting stuff into. So it's like, oh, I met a person. Okay, slot in this card. Sunshield, Blessed Mace, Celestial Band. So, right off the bat, I can say that I like the dark with the symbols. The red doesn't show up very well. It looks like everything else does. The red's okay, but like you're seeing this like really, really like in optimal lighting here, right? If this is just on the table somewhere over there, like I'm not gonna really notice that too, especially with the linen finish. You get a little bit of that reflection that you can get to, right? Same with like this, like that one I ain't gonna see unless I kind of pick it up, I think, more or less. It does have some text here. It shows up nice with the white. I'm okay with that. There's a little bit of like white on yellow. Still shows up good. I can read that. And not too much. It looks like not even all of them have that. Oh, wow, look at this. So on the back side, you have like a freaking beefy version of it. All fancified. Very high fantasy-like here, right? And it looks like that goes from a 2 to a 3. And it looks like probably the same thing. So maybe it just upgrades that. But again, very dark. This shows up wonderfully. And it looks like they all do that. Very cool. That's interesting. I dig that. In fact, look at this. Okay, so this one, nothing. You flip it, boom, you got some stuff there. Very interesting. Very interesting. Celestial Hand, Arcane Focus, Raven's Talon, Crow's Murder, Ancestral Axe, Forge Father, Driftwood Staff, Druidic Focus, and then of course you have the beefed up version there. These, like the black, looks really good. I like that more than this kind of like blue-green reposition, vengeful. So then you have these different abilities and stuff like that. Apprentice Bodyguard, Shield Bearer, Prophet, Conjurer, Sage. That's right, you can mix and match those, I believe. Broken Spirit, Befuddled, Bruised Jaw, Twisted Ankle, Paranoia. So you have all these different like status effects you can do. It looks like it matches probably the token that you need to take, which is interesting as well. All right, and those go in there. Definitely, it is like maxed out, so definitely not sleeves there, right? Not gonna happen. All right, let's take a look at like the very first ones, ideally here. Stop here if you're playing the exploration tutorial. Open this end first. Okay. If you say so. So they do have a tutorial, so that's kind of nice. Get you learned in the game. Come on. Hello, come on. Come on. Don't make me cut more of you. That'd be annoying. All right. There we go. I got it, guys. Don't worry. I got it. I got it. See? 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 Okay. All right, so you got your different characters here. Front and back. Lightweaver, Night Feather. He's cool. I like that one. Stoneheart. She's pretty cool, too. And then Wild Shield. Yes, you get a turtle. Yes, that's awesome. And it looks like you get a upgraded version of them, I'm assuming, because this is now darker, just like the other one. There's a bad guy. Unless they can be bad guys, too. I don't know what's going on there, per se. Stop here for playing the tutorial. You're not the boss of me. So there's all these different things here. Wounded hobgoblins, disciplined foes. So different things can happen that you slot in. Yeah, okay, so that's that. I'm trying to see. Maybe I need a more real deck. What is this? Reaver Captain. Okay, cool. So these are, I think, just enemies here. The Butcher. So I'm not going to open and go through all of these. I want to see, what is this in? So this is P17. Oh gosh, there's so many different things. Second Wind. What the heck's going on here? So many different things. Cornered. It looks like, just a wide variety of things here. I think, gosh, look how big this pack is. Okay, well, let's open this one. Take a look at some of the bad guys. They're the cool guys anyway, right? I don't know. You got a little turtle guy here. And then I think we'll look at the map, and I think really the only thing else after that is minis. I believe that's it. And of course the expansions. All right. So card thickness, very skinny. Okay, so just as an FYI, like these are skinny. I don't think you're doing a lot of shuffling, but just as just as a hey, yeah, that's a thing. All right, so let's see. We got the Reaver Captain. He looks amazing. I love the purple. We got the Crone. She looks great. Crimson Hook. I fought that. That was an interesting battle. Ogre Marauder, Savage Ogre. Oh my goodness. So exact same picture, right? Just with like crap put on them. I can dig that though. We got the War Chief, Demonic Instability, Raging Demon, Earth Shatter Demon, Feeding Demon, Weakened Demon. That's because it's a boss, I believe. And so they have all this stuff. Hellfire, Demonic, Druger King, Arachnid Rush. Yeah, so these are the different abilities that they had. The Rot. Okay, are these all bosses? Okay, if these are all bosses, I think I'm probably going to stop there on the bosses. You guys don't get to get it all spoiled. Alright, let's just take a look at... yeah, whatever. Let's take a look at some of that. Because we're going to see the minis anyway, right? So, That's just how that works. All right, come on, open up. There we go. Ugh. All right, enemies. The Butcher, Tamed Spider, Brigand Tamer, yeah, Brute Herder, Reaver. Again, I love these. I love like their like war paint and stuff like that. Veteran Raider, a Miner, Sniper. Oh, these are like a little kind of dwarf kind of people. Arcanist, Executioner, Flame Arcanist, Berserker, Shaman. Yeah, Slaughtered Beast. I mean, there were so many. Earth Elemental, Giga Shade, Drowned Shade, Possessed Sniper, Carrion Rat, Shadow, Spitting Reaver. This is one of those things where, so this is not a different mini from, let me see if I can find one like it. Like, I believe these are, yeah, so see, this is the same mini, but you get different versions of the character. So there's a lot more variety in enemy types than miniatures. So they're not limited by that. And then a few little things here as well. So, you know, pros and cons to that, of course, right? It's not always a one-to-one to the mini, but the other part of that is, or the other half of that is that you just get more variety in the game, which is nice too. Oh wow, finally we got to the book. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Calm. Whew. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Rulebook. We're going to start with the rulebook here. Nothing on the back. Stapled. See that last page? Summary. Okay. We got enemy TN modifiers. We got attack effects, conditions, attack properties, terrain elements. Okay, that's all useful. No index. Okay, so already failed, but that's okay. You can try again later. Next time. So, I mean, guys, this is a 30, almost 40 page rule book. Give me a summary so I can look up where everything is. Now, let me check the front. Sometimes they put them in there. Okay, a lot of lore here, more lore here. I've got some credits here. Contents. So a table of contents is not alphabetical. It's based off a header. You only get one page each time. An index is alphabetical. You get multiple pages where everything was listed. I'm assuming no index. That is a bummer for sure. Okay, so pointer. Not stab myself. Nice big pictures of all these. They're a little dark perhaps in a few ways, but otherwise okay. But yeah, okay, so this is all the enemies and heroes, and you get the amount you get, the name, and the picture. I do appreciate that. Same with the cards, same with the tokens, train elements, all the different tiles and whatnot. Getting started, dice, action rolls, rerolls. So I know it says getting started, but I don't know, talking about rerolls seems a bit more detailed. We do have call-out boxes here. We do have numbered, stuff here. Arriving in town, the combat tutorial. So the tutorial's built into this. Interesting. Completing the combat tutorial. Okay, so now the exploration tutorial. Is this all just tutorial? Is that how they're teaching? Is there no regular rule book? Advanced hero rules. This is probably where this is. Preparing for the campaign. Okay, so you've done all that. Yeah, so you've completed. And now you have the... This is interesting. This almost should have been, at least 2 separate books, I feel. So is this then the rule book? So the issue here is I want to make sure that when I read the rules that I've... Okay, so my point is if the rules start here, then that means there can be no rules here that are not in here. Does that make sense? Because if so, I could read this, but if you hid something in the tutorial that you only mentioned there, I have to reread a tutorial, which is not laid out ideally for lookup, right? I'm sure it flows really well. I'm sure it's nice. I'm not saying that. It just... There are different purposes for each document that you have, and you have multiple documents in here. So this is a normal rule book where you would, teach somebody how to do something, but then also have it be able to be looked up well, right? That's kind of the idea there. Or they are separate, right? And this is just the lookup, and the other one's to teach, and that's fine too. I'm okay with that. But ideally, you have like a little section to like tell the reader, you know, read this. Like at the very beginning, it needs to be like, hey, are you just wanting to look stuff up? Start on page 37. Hey, are you wanting to learn how to do this? Okay, well then go through the tutorials or something like that. Because yeah, this is just I don't know. And maybe it's good. Maybe all the rules are just in that back section. Everything else is there. I don't know. I don't know. Guys, look at this. Look at this. Now that is an adventure book. My goodness. Okay, so it is glued. All right, it's got that kind of spine here. It is not hard cover. It is very nice by the looks of it. Okay, we got all sorts of different chapter stuff here. Got all sorts of different stuff. Oh my goodness. All right. Take a quick peruse. Credits again. Contents. 179 pages at least. The rules section. Wait a second. What do you mean the rules section? Wait. How many rules are there? This session will teach you the remaining rules you'll need for the campaign ahead. Guys. How many? Oh, which I just want to. Okay, I want to learn how to play. Like I like to read all of the rules before I play. So do I have to read all of this? Go through the two tutorials, read through that section, and then continue on to hear. Is this arbitrarily sectioned off? Is this only the rules? What is going on here? Scaling for the number. Okay, it looks like this is the campaign rules specifically, which you will not find in any of the like 18 sections that are in this one. My goodness, why is it? It doesn't have to be that complex. Scaling for the number of heroes, enemy encounter tables, special rules, progression tracker. Okay, so now when you have a question and you need to look it up, you need to first identify where to look it up in, and then go from there. Okay, node types. Okay, view. Oh man, I love the art. This looks cool here. Chapter selection. Chapter 1, The Outer Ruins. Love this. This is super cool looking. I dig it. I love the little key legend thing going on here. That's fun. This actually is listing stuff, by the way. So this is showing like a layout. It's showing what enemies are there, what wandering monsters, and what terrain you have. Like this is... It's just super thematic as opposed to something like this, right? It is kind of weird that you have both, right? Like it is very different, but I actually really dig that. That looks cool. Like I don't know how necessarily gimmicky it is, but I love, by the way, the different art to kind of give a feel for each chapter. I think that's nice. Now, obviously, this is not everything, so eventually, you get to stuff like this. Now this is interesting. Ogre Marauder encounters. These are just various encounters you can have with different, you know, bad guys and bosses and stuff like that. Oh! This is the narrative section of the book where the story elements can be found. Entries are included in numerical order for ease of reference. Do not read any further unless instructed to. I'm gonna look at one. Okay, so right here, it's the typical kind of thing by the looks of it. Looks like they are using italics for stuff that is like the story, and then the instruction is not italicized. But other than that, it looks like it's pretty much normal stuff there. And then I think that just goes on for like forever. Let's see. Campaign ending. Okay, we don't even want to look at that. All right, so that... Oh gosh, this is heavy. This... Parts of this and parts of this are rules. But then parts of this are not rules and parts of this are not rules. Okay. Take a look at this. And then minis. I think like that's literally it after this. Okay. So again, this looks very bent. Very bent. So I always wonder if sometimes they can wrap it too tight. Like, was this wrapped too tight? Or was this somewhere where it had like extra room in the box or something? Why is one end curved up like that? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. think that's probably good. Let's see. See if it is. Probably. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we are. Okay. All right. Now I need to get some room here. Easier said than done when you got these big old boxes full of stuff. All right. Okay. Let's move this. Okay. I think we're good. Oh my goodness. Okay. So. Ooh. Oh wow, this is big. All right. Calm down. Oh. Wow. That's a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why does it have to be that big? Oh my goodness. This is like, so this is like when I review this, I'm going to have to expand my table. It's going to have to be bigger because this is pretty much my entire table and it's still not all the way folded out. Like the half table that I use. And that's how I tell if a game is a table hog or not. If I can fit it on the half table, it's really nice. If it's bigger, that's that. I think depending on the player cards, it would be I don't think I can do it. Like, so this is the boss battle one, and again, I think there you go. That's I mean, you're still not seeing all of it, right? And then on this side, so we'll say again, this is fairly skinny. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's try and do this safely. This is the part that you'll be like playing on a lot. Okay. So then it goes like that. And then there's even a third layer. Because of course there is. All right. Whew. There you go. All right. So you're playing like in here, and then I believe, I think maybe cards go here. I don't know what all this is. Hopefully not wasted space. If this is wasted space, it's dumb. One thing I will say also is, let me kind of show what I'm looking at here. It's like blown up too much, actually. It's too big. It's literally too big. So if I zoom in on this, like you can just try not to knock anything over. Okay, come on. Oh wow, okay. So look at this. So I'm all bending it. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? You see that? Yeah, nice. Yeah, right there. Right. That's awesome. Okay. Well, I was just trying to show you something. So this is again not the greatest quality. Cardboard at all. It's definitely a cheaper quality. So all I'm trying to show you here, there we go, is just how fuzzy this looks. Like, here, let me try and zoom in even more. Okay, here. Do you see how? Okay, see how crisp my thumb is? Do you see that nail job I got going on here? Yeah, I clip my nails close. Whatever. Do you see how fuzzy? See how fuzzy this is? So it's like blown up too big. It's literally too big. Like the resolution of the image that they used couldn't get this big. So it's blown up. It's kind of like an image or something like that. You know, when you see some printed really big. So it's just, and you get that kind of fuzziness kind of everywhere. Again, you can see how crisp like this, you know, my little royal rod is here, my finger here, and then how uncrisp this is, right? And that's the whole thing. The whole thing's just blurry. Yeah, it's ridiculous how big this is. Okay. Didn't they and yeah, that looks great. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Didn't they add a cloth map, I thought. Jeez, man. Was there a neoprene mat I could have bought? I mean, it may have been blurry, but at least it wasn't going to be like that. All right, let's take a look at some minis. How about that? Okay, come on. Whew. Take a look at the heroes first. Ooh, okay, that is locked in there. Do like the, oh, come on. I do like the Bardsung here. I like that. And his game trays. The lid was locked on there pretty darn good. Now this is interesting too. Look, they have these like black bases. And then obviously they're not black. So the bases are very separate. They're also, from what I could tell, ABS. So that's why they're shinier. You see how it's all shiny? There you go, you can see the shine there. And that means it's nice and flat, and it's just a harder plastic. ABS is more expensive, but it's very nice. So all of them look like they're ABS there, which is nice. Looking at this, so again, you know, single cast here. I don't believe there are any... Yeah, no, it looks like it's all just one thing. It looks like it came out good though. Very small, very small. I'll show some comparisons at the end. His like coat looks good. I love the lip here. So not only get really up close here. Not only does he have this nice lip in there, but look how skinny it is. Look at that. That came out great. It's not super fat or anything like that. It looks wonderful. Looks very nice. You can see he's kind of holding his dagger here. So he's got a little dagger here. Now, one issue is the color. Let me go in and show you a gray mini. And I'll kind of talk about the difference here. You'll see this when I 3D print. I typically 3D print in a dark gray like this too, because you can have a light gray as well. The dark gray shows up detail much better. These are the same quality, same detail level, but you don't see a lot of the detail here because it's this bright color. And so you don't really get the shadows and the contrast. See, shadows don't work the same on minis as they do on people because, like, I have this big old light here, right? And in fact, it's a soft light on top of that. But even still, you know, when light casts by your nose, right? Your nose will create a shadow, right? If it's this faint, then the light just spills over. It's not big enough to actually cast a shadow. So it's all lit up without a shadow for the most part, except for certain parts. When you get this darker gray, it helps define the difference more. You can see it because it's not just this bright color here. So that's a tangent, and a lot of games do that. Like Arena does it. I believe Tenaris is going to do it as well, right? Like, because a miniature is also a game piece, right? And so if it can tell you something like this is the hero, whereas this is not, that can be useful. But I would have almost rather have had a different base than a different color mini, my opinion. So if you're going to do separate bases like this, make the base a different color, and then keep the mini gray. My opinion on that. All right. Anyway, from what I can see, though, it looks very nice. Love the different feet. It looks like it's glued on. It's assembled very well. It does have the SFG down there. You can see that. Steam Forged Games. And even this blade, not too fat. Looks good. Like it's not like a banana blade or anything like that. I like him. He's a little small, too. All right, next up. Let's see, this is, I think he was the healer, I believe. So there is a little bit of a chipping here, probably where the runner came and the mold. And this is multi-part. This is this part here, this part here, this part here, and this part here. I think his cape and his head is all one. So it's really 1, 2, 3 parts. But it was assembled very nicely. So it worked out. And the reason you needed a few different parts is also because of this. See, they didn't fill this in. This is all negative space there. It all depends on your pull direction, of course. But yeah, no, that's quite nice. It makes sense where all the splits are, and I think it looks good. He is on just one, but he's quite strong on there. And honestly, Like, I believe, if I were to hazard a guess, this is a PVC ABS mix. It just seems a little shiny, and the details just seem that much crisper that I would guess this is not a pure PVC mini. So, if you didn't know, hips, stuff like that, all has different plastics, but they're made differently. Like, hips stands for like how it's made, right? PVC and ABS are made the exact same way, and they can be mixed, actually. So you can have a PVC miniature, which is a softer kind of plastic, mixed with a little bit of ABS, just a little bit. It's like a little addition to it, right? And that just adds a little bit of sturdiness, adds a little bit of crispness, and it really helps minis that are dynamic like this not just like bend over and like be terrible, right? This is nice and sturdy. Wonderful pose. Love the details on here. Very cool. It almost looks like a leaf to me. To me, that's like very leaf-like. The boot looks good. The staff looks cool with the crystal. I like that. Mold lines. There's a little bit, but it's very minor, actually. It's very small. There is one, you can kind of see it coming here. This is probably the most obvious one. It's very front and center. But otherwise, yeah, so it's good. The hair strands here look nice. Very good. All right, let's take a look at her. I love this. So first of all, she's dynamic enough to where they even have a little bit of basing on there just to get her more dynamic. I appreciate the willingness to do that. A fully sculpted base would keep you, I think, with your competition. There's a lot of other companies that are doing that now. And that's definitely where things are headed. But you're still getting, like, anytime they want to do a dynamic sculpt, they'll do this, right? And I dig that. Axe is not too thick, so I appreciate that. Any thicker probably would be, but otherwise it's good. Love her face. There is a mold line going up her ear and across her hair, but I think it looks good. Like it's fine. It's very minor. The clasps on the like satchels and stuff like that, the bedroll here look great. A little bit of bendiness right there, right on that little bottom part. Very small. Hot water treatment could fix that if I can't just do it, without even. Yeah, I really dig this. Like, the hair is ridiculous poking out like that. That's cool though. Very stocky, very armored. This chick will mess you up. I remember her in the game. She is strong. But she's not a turtle. This is amazing. Again, multi-part. This head is a separate piece by the looks of it. So is this arm here. But I think other than that, it's just 3 pieces again. That's actually pretty good for a lot of these characters. There is a mold line again right across the arm here. So the bummer is that the mold lines are like right front and center. That is kind of a bummer. This net looks great. The rope looks good. The necklace, I think, came out wonderful. Yeah, this rope looks awesome. The shell looks great. I love the little like starfish on there. Really dig that. That's cool. All these little kind of balls of whatever that he has there are cool. The little gnarled branch is good. The fingers coming off of the branch are awesome. Like the little claws there. It's not tightly wrapped. A lot of times they'll tightly wrap it. But this actually looks great. Like, that looks good. The separation there is nice. I love the fish. If you painted this again, it would look glorious. It would look so good painted as opposed to just all one color. The texture on the skin, very nice. If you can hear that or not. That's all scales. So, yeah, he's cool. I like him a lot. Like, I think he looks great. And like a good size too. He's solid too. He's chunky. All right, last hero in the core box is this lady. I believe I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, she looks super cool. Love this. Gosh, what is that? See, I always want to say, like, it's a mace, it's a flail, whatever. The shield looks great. I love this stuff here. And what's interesting to me is this coming out here. So she obviously just raised this. So this is moving forward this way, right? Well, hence why the tassels are going this way, right? The tassels will flow away where you were, right? So that means that she must have just swung this out, I guess. But then these would have been bent over. Does that make sense? That they're straight out like she's skidding sideways almost, maybe. So in other words, they should be bent. Again, it's wherever you were. So if it was here and she just swung it back and raised that, these wouldn't be straight out. They would be out and over, right? If that makes sense. I love that this is all flowing this way. It does give it a sense of movement. I understand why they didn't. I think they would have been a bit more complex of a mold. But I would have really appreciated that because otherwise I would have actually preferred these to be hanging normal and have her just thrusting this forward and not moving this too much, because this throws me off. It's just maybe it's too big and too wrong. Maybe that's the issue. It's just its size as well. But let's see, her armor looks awesome. I love that. And there's a little bit of a mold line stuff going on there. This will definitely do some good cleanup. Underneath here looks great that they didn't fill this in, right? And so this is all open there. I love that. Same with this. This is different too. Really appreciate that. It's because of the piece there. But yeah, looks great. Okay, I've already shown this guy off a little bit, right? This is one of the goblins. Love the design that these guys have. First of all, it is single cast here, right? Well, actually, for the most part. So because they have this here, do you see that? That is so separate. They actually paid for this separate piece here, just because of this like fancy helmet thing here that they got going on. And I really dig it. I love that it kind of goes up and covers part of their face. Very unique looking. The belt buckles look great. This clasp here that kind of holds the two straps together looks wonderful. Good connection points on the weapon. Not too thick. I appreciate that. Kind of a power stance too. The fist looks great. A little bit of a mold line. All these wrappings look good. Yeah, very cool. I'm surprised again that they did the two pieces there. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Just surprised. Let's see, you got a whole bunch of them. Let's see, you got these guys here. A little bit more stocky. Here you can see his face. That blade is all jagged and nasty, and I love it. Not too thick. The chainmail came out okay. It's a little soft, like towards the top, but overall quite good. I do like it. This is solid here, but it's so far down you can kind of maybe barely start to see it here, but it's not too bad. So it doesn't cost it really anything, and this does look good. Yeah, I love the different layers, love the skull, love the chains that are hanging there. Again, he would look awesome painted. Very bulky armor. Like you can see he's a lot skinnier than that armor that he's kind of dealing with. All right, the opposite, this little guy here. So this is a archer. He has his little quiver here. I like that if it's on the back, you see how short these arrows are? I appreciate that, because if they were like the full size one that you see a lot of times, like you wouldn't be able to pull it all the way out. And this one, I think he will probably barely be able to, but I can see him, I can theoretically see him pulling an arrow out of here as opposed to that's never coming out. This is a whole separate piece. There's a little bit of a, separation thing, right, where they didn't quite clean it up when they glued it. But this looks nice. This is nice and separate. That looks good. The pants, I love the wrinkles there. And then again, these little things to make it unique. So like these little notches on the feet. I love that about the armor. I love that he's squatted over, but then also looking down. I like how his head again is turned a little bit. It's a great pose. Like just the sculpt in general is just interesting and fun. I like that. That might be my favorite one, design wise. I really like that. All right, next up we have this guy here. Very cool. He looks like the mouth of Sauron, if you've seen the extended cut of Return of the King. He's got this big old like grin mouth thing here, and then his helmet like covers his eyes even. It's like a whole separate thing though. So he has a helmet, and then you can see he has it like stapled here. Like maybe I can even show you. Do you see this connection piece here? So it's like this is like an additional thing he added to it. Separate fingers. I appreciate that. These are nice, guys. Like they are really nice. They're not the most pieces ever, right? But I don't think they need to be. I just want interesting
poses. And this is interesting. I love that he's leaning down, almost like he's like walking down like this. I love that his hand is outstretched with his fingers. I love that his face is covered up. It gives him that sense of mysteriousness. And then he has a blade in the back ready. I love the different texture and patchwork of the cape. I love the skulls on the knee. I don't like the mold line that's going on up there, right? But like, this is just visually interesting. I love the sculpt. It looks so nice. And again, you see that shine? 100%. That's some ABS in there. That's what that is. PVC is very matte, and ABS is almost always shiny. Or you get two of these guys too, these big old guys. They look great. His blade is bent though, so I'll have to bend that back with some hot water treatment. But let's see, chains look good. I love his face. I love his ears, especially how they're like bent in. That's fun. I love that. A little bit of cleanup needed there as well. Big old armor here. I love that you can see the bottom of his feet. I love that his leg is up. And it's even like kicking up these skulls and stuff here. Yeah, once that's fixed, let me see what this one's like. Maybe this one came out better. Yeah, better, but not 100%. It still needs to be kind of straightened a little bit, I feel. But yeah, no, it looks great. I love that he's so much bigger than the base. So the base is just a small little subsection around him, but it's not like framing the mini or anything like that, which I appreciate. And that is one tray done. Now there is another tray here for the top part. Alright, again, just visually interesting. I have nothing else that is like this. 2 blades out, love that. This big old billowing cape, almost like a crown kind of horn helmet kind of thing going on here. Almost a goblin-like, these little diamond studs, they like that. Very fancy shoulder pads, so you know they're high level. You only get those around level 30. With a little detail, but not a whole lot on the cape. And the fact that the cape is separate is nice, so it gives a very good look to it. It's not all attached and kind of funny and stuff there. Little small details on the torso area, but other than that, I think these blades, again, look nice. They're kind of fancy, but they're good. I like them. Okay, then we have this guy. And again, look. Okay, see, look at this. Look at all the terrain this guy gets. I love the fact that he gets all this terrain. That's some sweet freaking terrain. Makes him look taller too. Look at his armor though. See the face? It's got the nose and the mouth and then the eyes. So he's got like this face in his armor. That is awesome. I love that. He's got 2 axes. I love that he's holding them almost at the blade. This is bent a little bit here. It probably could have been attached. Love how the cape is connected. Love the helmet. Looks like every part of this looks fun. It is a solid bottom on here. It's kind of a bummer because he's so raised, but even still, when you're just looking at him, he'll be fine. And the terrain looks wonderful. It looks really nice, and I love the little runes on there as well. He looks super cool. Super, super cool. Let's see. There is these people as well. This is kind of like a mage person sticking, like this like kind of like symbol. They're doing the hand symbols, getting ready for a Hadouken here or something like that. It looks great. Love that they're looking to the side. And again, this hood going into there is awesome. The facial expression isn't really there, but the facial details is, and I do appreciate that. And again, these little spike things look great too, I think. All right, that's all of them. Let's see. We got crossbow guys here. Again, kind of looking to the side on them. A little bit farther back, so that looks neat as well. Love the hair. Like the bald head, and then like their hairstyles are just ridiculous. And they are holding their bolts, their quiver here, on the back side, as opposed to the back cross. So a little bit different there. And look at, again, the symbol, or the shape, the face that they have going on the crossbow. Really appreciate the attention to detail there with that. Oh my gosh, there are so many of these guys. Look at this guy. What is that he has here? Is this just a rock that he's been like attacking with this pickaxe? Pickaxe looks wonderful. This dude is ripped. Like legit, this guy is freaking beefy. This guy is just
this like square muscle. Love the face, love the beard, love the eyebrows. Great facial features. I mean, it just, here, I'll give you kind of a closer look, but like these look really nice. The mold line is probably the biggest bummer. Is there's going to be a lot of cleanup there. Like that is some mold line and a half on his head, right? Otherwise, these are just, I think, again, really well made. Here's another one here. Kind of see her. And again, they love this face thing going on here. So she's almost like challenging. I love, like, see how she's even like leaning back? She's literally leaning back while pointing, kind of looking at you with this like, you know, angry eyebrows. So she even has a facial features there. She's even got like her ears and stuff. Like all this stuff for this no-name character. You get like 4 of her. It's just super cool to see that. It really is. Like, I really appreciate that. Yeah, these shades look awesome. They just look so cool. They'd be so fun to paint. There's not really a whole lot to say about it except that. I really, really like them. They look super cool. Let's see here. We got this lady here. Yeah, that's not okay. The tongue coming out is awesome. The no jaw. The hand on the bottom here has no detail at all. So here you see, and this is why like I would like to help with some companies, because of like you can notice stuff like this if you really look. You just got to look. So here you can see the hand, fairly okay, right? Looks okay. I mean, it's a little mitten hand, like the thumb is kind of not there at all, really, but whatever. But then if you look on the bottom, there is no detail almost at all. It's just all flat. It just got lost, which is a bummer because everything else, these chains look good. This like grimoire book looks great. All the different how she's like flowing over the terrain here looks awesome. The hair is great. Again, that face is just killer. All of this looks. I love that she's holding a skull. It all looks great except for that hand. All right, next we have this little golem guy, and I really like him too. He looks cool. Again, I think it just looks natural. I love the face here. I love that it's kind of almost beakish a little bit. It's like it's like this little round part with the little jutting back here. Speaking of the jutting, I love the crystals. Those look great as well. It is multi-piece, assembled quite well, I feel. Yeah, just overall a fun mini, and you get again like 4 of those too. All right, that is it for the 2 trays on the top. There is a little bit more though, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab those now. When I said a little bit, I meant a lot. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. There are some cool ones here now, right? These are like the roaming monsters and the bosses and all that. Look at the chain. First of all, it's a huge freaking chain. It is, solid inside, but it looks great. I like it. I love the flow of it. You can really get a sense that he's about to swing that down. Really dig that. His feet, look how he's like lunging forward and he's looking down. He's going to smash that fist down on the ground just like that one and really get you. I love his like pregnant stomach. Like he's like this huge freaking stomach. Love how his torso's turned. Love how low his knee gets here. Mold line right there, as you can see. His face just bellowing. I love it. Looks awesome. What a fun guy. This guy, like it's coming off the base here. He's got the other chain here that I just, like every part of this just looks so freaking nice. I really like this guy. He looks great. Yeah, awesome. All right, we got this guy here. Again, so freaking sweet. These minis. Okay, so this should have been pure ABS here, right? Like that just is gonna need to get hot. In fact, it doesn't even look like it looks like he's shiny and this is not. It's almost like they made this cheaper and it shouldn't have been. But hot water and then cold water. So you can get it hot, you can adjust it, put in cold water, it'll set it there. It'll be just fine. Love the hoods in this game. The hoods are done very well. Love the shape, like the hard angle he's got going in there. Love this like spine thing going on here. Love how he's holding the arrow. The bow is interesting because there's like 2 different sides. It is on the correct side that he would shoot it on. A tiny little rock to give you a dynamic pose. Not too thick, but kind of thick, right? This fur cloak here, I would have liked it to be a little bit skinnier, my opinion. That being said, the texture, oh, so good. So good. Oh, he's fun. I like him. All right, gosh, there's what, 3 of those guys? Oh man, look at this guy here. Love their face. I love the tusks and their big mouth and all that. These blades are cool. I love how far back his arms are. They are like at the max. Love the curved swords. Love the damage on them. I dig that. Again, a whole bunch of bones on them. I love how, look at that. He's like, this is not his leg, right? He is launching from way over here, like tippy-toe, like barely on there, lunging forward. He's about to just wreck someone. That's what he's going to do. Like the skull and the tie there, the tie into the eye socket. Really, really well done there. I like that one. He's fun. You get, what, 2 of those, I think? Then there's this guy here. Very commanding. Love the rock. Great texture on it. It'll look glorious. Again, they're all yelling. Love that he's pointing. It looks wonderful. The shoulder pads look great. I love that the cape is going over it. The sword, pretty much stabbed into the rock, is hardcore. I dig that. He is just a fun, commanding dude. Looks great. All right, oh man, yep, let's look at this one. That's fun. Look at that. Oh, I love this character. So I love the texture here is great. They did multi-piece. Looks like it was assembled actually fairly well. I dig that. The face looks cool. I love the other mushrooms growing on. This big old soft cap, though, is wonderful. Love that that's pretty much a hat and a staff. I love that his feet don't match, right? He's so messed up. This is different than that. And then you got the connect. This is one of my favorite minis. I love this. I cannot wait to paint this guy. Like, that is legit what I'm all about. That is awesome. All right, you got a rat here. This rat looks wonderful. Love the ribbed tail a ton. Really, really like that. That looks great. The claws here could definitely look better. The bottom of them are okay. The inside of the mouth is sculpted. I appreciate that. I do. The eyes are bulging out. The ears are pronounced. Like, it's a great looking rat, I feel. Like, I really do like him a lot. I love how just his body shape too. Like how he's kind of just wrapped up in there. Now, we're going small again. Here's this guy. I don't know what he is. It looks kind of like a monkey kind of dude, maybe? He's standing over a dead person, so that's a thing. He's got like this whip claw thing going on here. It looks like he's like mechanized. I don't know what's going on. He stabbed that dude. This dude's creepy. He's got really long legs. He'd be super tall, super lanky. I don't know who he is, and I don't like him. That's all there is to it. All right, we got this thing, this like armadillo scorpion thing with freaking teeth. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't try and get that sword. It's cool that they had a little sword there. I dig that. The underside looks gnarly. Love the tail, of course. These big old tusk things look great. My son is going to love this guy. I mean, that's frightening, but I like him too. He's really cool. All right, here's a spider. Love how high it is. I get why it's connected this way, but it looks unnatural to me to be this low on the rock. I feel like they would be above, but it does make it to where you don't have to actually attach any of the legs, so it's a lot easier to work with there. And these right here are awesome. Also, their eyes were like right here, but then they have like these pock marks. Do you see like these big old holes that are just nasty? Ugh, gross. Very fun. I like that they got some height on them though. All right, let's see. We got this guy here. Love his face. Love his like, big neck here. His broken shield. His little dagger. There's a little tiny dagger. You can like pinch those with his little fingers. Huge freaking club. I love how deep recessed this goes. It's not just like flat like that. It looks separate, but it's actually one piece. But it looks great. They did a wonderful job there. This is flat. It's okay. Just based off the design, I think you're not going to really see it, but it's technically there. This is a separate piece. Love the rope. Love the fingers. All this. Yeah, he's great. Love how he's like doesn't even care. He's not trying to be framed on the base, right? It's whatever. We got a freaking two-headed Eden looking kind of dude here. Love how different they look. Look, he's all like missing a tooth and like, you know, like he looks like the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch a little bit. No offense. Not with a missing tooth. Just I don't know. Maybe because he's bald. This guy though is not bald, so he looks very different, and I really appreciate that. I like the difference that you get there. Chain looks awesome. Blades look super cool. Look at that. That's freaking sweet. I dig that. I don't dig this bottom one here. I almost would have removed this. It just looks kind of silly. It's a lot thicker. Like, look how skinny this is, and look how thick that is. Again, things like that I would have loved to have noticed and pointed out. Belly button, heck yeah. Got all these scars that are sculpted on. Those look great. Love seeing that. Love how skinny they get some of this to do. And again, it's because it's a better quality plastic. Like, look at this. Look how skinny this chain is. That is so nice. It is always kind of weird to me, though, when you get, like, the really thick chains and you get chains like that. Oh, man, look at this guy. Whoo! Love it. Look at that freaking blade. This is a freaking Tyranid here is what this guy is. Oh, man, look at the texture on the back. These are nice. I really like these minis. These are really, really interesting. Every single one of them is just so visually interesting. I love the different textures here. I love again, these pock marks I'm getting a big kick out of. The different spikes and all that. But I love the hoop. The hoop is what does it. Like this little loop, that little bit right there. That's just fun. That's cool. We got these little nasty buggers. Oh, that's freaking... I love how big these are. Also, look at this. So it's like this like nastiness, and then this skin is like wrapped tight. It's like stretched across. Oh, it's freaking me out, actually. It's really gross. It's really gross. Like, the little lip here makes this seem like a whole separate piece just by putting that little bit of a lip on the sides. Oh, I hate that texture. Oh, it's so nasty. Here's a little blob guy. Look at this. The enemies in here are so fun. Oh, look at this guy hanging out here. Look at this guy. He's like, help me, please. I'm stuck. I love it. The bubbles are cool. I love how he's just going in there. And then, of course, the like saliva junk or whatever that is. So nasty. Oh, man. All right. Look at this. Turned out great. This is that boss that I fought. I showed you guys a long time ago. All the way flat on the base, which is kind of interesting, but it works. It's okay. Again, love these little mandibles here. There are separate pieces to put this all together, especially him. He's leaning back, though, or she's leaning back. I like that they're leaning back, whoever it is. The cape looks great. This is kind of bent in a weird way, but I think it's supposed to be, so I'm okay with that. The hair flowing back. That's a cool looking braid. I really dig that. So much fun. Alright, I think this is the last little guy, and then we have the big guy himself. And again, they're gross, they're disgusting. I really dislike the sloth claws this guy has. There is, again, that mold line that you can kind of see right up in the front there. Honestly, it's pretty minor, it's not that bad, but it is definitely there. Multi-part assembly. You can see this part was separated, and that allows for him to kind of be a little bit more dynamic. In fact, both arms were, because otherwise this would be too thick, even for the mold. I mean, that's just a big difference there, right? So they had a choice. They could have brought them in more, right, to accommodate a single cast, but they decided to spend the extra money to make it a little bit more dynamic, and I appreciate that, and I'm thankful for it. So that looks nice. All kinds of there's freaking spiders coming out of his skin. It's disgusting. Oh man, it freaks me out a little bit. I don't handle it well. He's like part spider. See, he's got his little. Look at this. He's got his little stuff going on here. I dig that. I dig that a lot. All right, now let's go ahead and get the big guy himself. All right, so I need to bring in his wings. Oh, which are in part of this. So let's go ahead, take this part, 2 wings. Oh, look, there's some dice in there too. We'll look at some dice. Hey, look at that. Look at some dice real quick. Just kidding about those wings. They're going to sit there and taunt you. Really, I'm just curious to see if these are special in any way. Okay, so it looks like this has the 20 replaced with the Bardsung symbol, but otherwise, these are very standard dice. But this little symbol here, in fact, okay, no, it is engraved in there, so the mold itself would have had to be customized. Sometimes they'll just paint them on. But everything else is pretty standard. I will say I love these dice here. I actually really like these dice. So one of the nice things about these dice is that they're just like my Warhammer ones. They're fairly square. So they should roll actually fairly nicely because of that. So when you roll them, they don't, the Chiswick dice have, they're like, edged here and they roll really cool. They do that big roll often off the table, but it's just not as accurate, right? That's why casinos don't use them for that exact reason. So, but as you can see, you got a few different kinds of die here, and these are the actual D20s, not like a spin down die or anything like that. So that's nice to see too. All right, now let's do the mini. Now let's do them. All right, here he is. Oh my gosh, he's heavy. He is like freaking solid. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see how this fits in. So this is the exact same kind of fit in as the Joan of Arc mini back in the day. And I actually did some JB weld on that. I can actually pick that up by the wing and use it as a weapon, a murder weapon if I really wanted to. But this has a little, let's see if not trimming or doing anything, let's see if I can fit this in. So as you can see, there's a little, so right here, it goes straight and then it's like a little fatter on one end, right? And same here. It looks like this one's straight. This one has a little notch in it. So that's kind of the difference. So I know this one goes here because of the notch. Ideally, it fits in pretty snug, not too snug. You can see that little bit of bend in here, right? So that's kind of the normal deal there. And this goes in there. And you know what? That actually went nicely in. And I can actually pick them up by that. It's pretty secure. Not too bad at all. I might trim this one a little bit. But overall, very, very nicely done. Okay, so let's take a look. First of all, he's massive, right? Let's go and get a hero just for scale before I really dive into this. Go and open this. And we'll take, not to cheat here, we'll do a person pretty much standing. This is about as close as I can get to standing. So that is the size difference. This is what you're up against. So, yeah, good luck. Okay, that's fine. Put that lid back on. Get that out of the camera shot. All right, let's take a look here. Wow. Okay, all right. So, first of all, pretty much fully sculpted base, right? There's a little bit of area here where it's not, but that's just about it. It is kind of a bummer that that's the case, though, because it looks like this, whatever this is, would flow through here. It looks like this kind of well breaks down. So it would continue, but it doesn't. Maybe not, though. Maybe there's supposed to be a little bit of rock here, but it looks kind of like there isn't. I suppose it's good enough. Yeah, I can kind of see it down here, right? The chain. The chain does not have holes in it, right? So it is, filled in, but it's just a thick chain. I love this break, though, in it. That looks so great. It almost looks like it's on accident. It's not, but it looks like it. Very, very cool. I really dig that. I love, by the way, the assembly seems to have done really well. It kind of blends in really well back here and really well right here. So that's nice. This skin and all the stuff on it looks great. I like the veins and stuff like that. The leg coming out looks great. I like the little flames going up the inside of the leg here. Spikes look cool. Toes look neat. I love how he has 4 arms, and then one of his legs isn't even out yet. So of these 4 arms, look at the horns, or the right here and here. That's hardcore. That is really hardcore. And then he's grabbing this torch thing and it's breaking it actively. Looks wonderful. Really well done. Here's some more chains here. This one's already broken as opposed to this one who hasn't quite yet. So it was attached here and now it's broken. Or maybe in this one, but I think it's this one. Same as up here. Yeah, it's that top one. And then he has these little ones, super veiny. Right here, there you go. You kind of see a little bit super veiny. Here's the back. Again, more spikes. The wings coming out, I think, actually look really well. I love all the holes in the wings, unlike the Bloodborne one with Kaman, which doesn't put Cool Mini or Not in their name anymore. This is not full of flash. There is a little bit of a ridge. You can see it in each one of those. I'm not going to say it's not there. Let me pick this up a little bit and show you. But if you recall the similar type of wing they had and just how bad it was, the assembly here is actually quite nice. There are some lines, some folds, but for the most part, it's pretty okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, this looks really, really nice. A clear separation between the stuff here, though here, notice it just kind of tapers into this, right? It doesn't have this kind of ridge here. Face-wise, his mouth is filled in, so you'd have to paint that black, I suppose. It's kind of an odd choice. Not sure why they filled it in there, but so he looks fine, and you can paint him obviously to make it super fine. It would look great. But it is an odd choice. You don't often see the mouth filled in like that. The horns look wonderful. Love that. Love the little ones. The teeth look good. The chin looks good. The neck looks sufficiently muscular and strong. You can tell it's another assembly right here, but it was done quite well. Very well done. Yeah, this is just a great looking mini. It's really cool. And it is solid. It is not hollow at all. This is just a solid piece of plastic. So guys, that is the core box. Let's jump into some of the expansions, Kickstarter exclusives, all that fun stuff. Alright, we're going to start with the lost levels because I think it'll go quicker. So we can knock this one out. It'll go super quick, right? Super quick. And who am I kidding? And then we will get to the final one. I liked Bardsung because pledge-wise, it was super simple, right? This is the only gameplay add-on they added. Everything else was terrain and, just stuff like that. And so this is way better. This is nice. It's nice to not have a bajillion boxes, but it's because they put it all in the freaking core box. Okay, so on the back here, first of all, no rattle really at all. They have a few minis here, some of this, and then some contents. Again, same kind of thing as before. It does mention core required. I do appreciate that they said that. That's helpful. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Now, again, cardboard, quite nice actually. Glue job looks good. Looks good. A little bit of a lip on at least two corners, but otherwise, not too bad. Not too bad. This is laid out quite nice. There's not a whole lot of space. Now, that doesn't mean there's not, padding in here, but I suspect it's a good use of space. Okay, so we have the adventure book here, and again, I'm not expecting an index. So we get notes. I've never once, I think, maybe once I've used the notes end at the bottom. I do like, by the way, that they added it like musical notes. That's kind of cool. Campaign tracker. And then some endings and, just the normal stuff you're used to seeing here. Except maybe a bit more tech oriented almost. We have minis. And we have cards in here. We'll take a look at that real quick. I think this is all one big thing. It certainly is. Okay. All right, well, then I won't take it all out. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and take the... Oh, tape. Tape. Why would you do tape? I hate tape. Hate it. Just, yeah, so why is this not locked like the core box? That doesn't make much sense. So the whole reason you need tape is because you didn't lock the lid. But you locked the lid on the other one, so what's wrong with this one? Except, I don't think this is game trays. I think this is whatever the factory offered. Now, this is quite sturdy, actually. This is very nice plastic here. But notice there are no notches here to lock the lid on, and so they had to tape it on. And it's just tacky and dumb, and I have to cut it, and it's annoying and whatever. The locking is better, and I suspect that's the difference there. It's just the fact that this is like whatever the factory offered versus the game trays of the core box, probably only in that. So I wouldn't expect this probably in the stretchable box either. Which means probably have more tape. Come on now, just open, just please for me. Come on, I'm recording. Don't embarrass me. All right, there we go. guy's like attached to me now. Again, love the card arts here. Let's go and zoom in a little bit. There. Whoa, 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 Nelly. All right, there we go. All right, we got the Lightblade, we got the Assassin, the Guardian, the Cogseer, I like that, Blaster, the Defense Mode Lightblade Sentinel, the Defense... Oh, look at that, so it is two-sided. Here is the Offense Mode Lightblade Sentinel. So, just flipped, really. Blaster Sentinel, it would have been cool if the color changed or something. Assassin Sentinel, Patrol Protocol, that is a cool looking freaking card, I can tell you that much. And then Hunt Protocol. Very cool to see a little bit of that. And we got a whole bunch of different things here. And then we have Cogseer Primus and Colossal Unbound, Cogseer Awakened, Trampled. What is that? Is that Alpha I? Like, what is going on there? Alpha 2? Oh, this is Beta I? Beta 3? I don't even know what the V one is. You guys let me know. What is this symbol here? If you've made it this far and you happen to know that. I mean, unless it's like the V, like 5, like a Roman numeral. It could be that, I suppose. I don't know the E either. Yeah, you've lost me. Nope. I don't know this anymore. And then we have some like spawn cards here. Positive polarity. We got a whole bunch of these. Like a ton. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Eliminate all intruders. Very cool. Assassination drones. Ancient Mystery. Ghost in the Machine. I like all of those. Sound like cool anime is what it sounds like. Alright, so a metric ton of cards there. The little cards here. Alright. Take this. Oop. Oh, no, thought it was going to come off. Didn't quite. There we are. Alright, we got Quartz, Opal, Deep Ruby, Topaz. Man, Link is like from Legend of Zelda would love this. Rune of Agility, Rune of Kings, Rune of Rebuke, a Mysterious Coin, Green Herbs. It's kind of funny because there is no like picture of coin on there. It's just that's how mysterious it is. Purgatory, Resurrection, Elemental Binding, Dance of the Shadows, Well of Souls, Symmetry, Melting Point, Break the Strings. These are awesome sounding. I can tell you that much. Eternal Gratitude. Aww. Some sigils. Different statuses. Marked and Grievously Wounded are kind of the two added statuses there. Alright, that's it. Let's look at minis. See, I told you that'd be quicker. I told you. There's actually not too many. There's a lot of repeats and stuff. Alright, we're going to zoom in a little bit more here. There we are. Alright, so this one is fun. This is kind of like a hover one. So, first of all, I will say that unlike the core box, these bases are sculpted. Now, why the difference? I could not tell you why they decided to do it here and not there. I don't know. I wish they'd done it in the core box because these have like all these gears and stuff like that are there, which is pretty darn neat in my opinion. Now, it does look like there's like some like flash or something. It doesn't look necessarily like the most cleaned up thing, so you still have to clean something up. But hey, it's nice to know that they're trying, right? They're putting in their effort there. The detail level on the mini looks great. I like the pose. I like how his like cape is flowing out here. It's perhaps maybe a little symmetrical, more than I might like, but it's okay. Maybe he was standing very still and then just happened to look up. Love the mask. Like the whole head looks cool. These little big things look neat. Mold lines all down the backs of them though, which is a bummer. And then all along here, a pretty gnarly mold line too. That one actually takes some cleaning up to do. Additionally, trying to see. So on this side, you get some interesting like detail as the mask is put on. But here it's pretty much smooth as far as I can tell. There's that mold line there, and that just kind of, I think, deteriorated any sculpt here. So it's all just completely flat right there on the side. Maybe you can see that in the video. Some soft details here, right? Like that. I think there's supposed to be a ridge that just kind of goes away. But yeah, otherwise it looks super cool. And again, you get several of those. Speaking of getting several, we also get some of this guy. Love the shield. I can tell you that much already. I love the gears on it. I love how it's not too thick. One of the things that help with that is the angle in, I feel. It just really helps not only sell it, but it looks nice. These connection points here look really nice and secure, actually, which is very good to see. I really like because he has a shield on this side, he has less armor. He has more armor on the side without the shield. I think that's very smart. Somebody was thinking about what they were doing, I feel. You can see the base sculpt a little bit better on here. It's like this big kind of, I don't know what you would necessarily call it, kind of almost like a manhole cover, but like a gear. Yeah, anyway, looks nice. And again, the mask here I think looks much better. I love the eyes. I think those came out looking really, really good. Maybe some soft detail here, but other than that, that's about it, right? Okay, got a few of this guy. My goodness, look at the sculpt design on this. I love it. So we got sculpted base. We got parts on top of the base, the pipes that are coming out. You see that? Looks very nice, very well positioned. This is filled in, and it is a little bit of an angle down, so you can kind of see it a little bit looking at the mini level, but that's still okay. And at least there's some texture there, which does help. This blade, though, is awesome. I love that his arm's all the way back here, but this blade, oh my goodness, going like underneath his arm and then back out and then coming in that way, it just looks incredible. It looks really nice. That's a great looking weapon, too. That is cool. That is one of my favorite ones so far, actually. That is like legit. Okay, so we got, I think, just two more. Sculpt, wise. This is that Cogseer. Again, now we have like 3D terrain, not just sculpted terrain or textured terrain. So there would need to be, I don't know, I mean, this actually looks pretty good. I was going to say there's going to need to be some trimming involved, but this actually looks great. Love the holes in here. That turned out really good because it was, printed like this. The head here looks great. This looks like it's on there nicely. Love the cape. Love how it's not too thick, but not too thin. Love the depth of the fill-in here. I think that's really nice. The extra arms are kind of freaky, if you ask me, but, whatever. I like him. He's cool. He's cool. And then finally, we have this guy here, and he looks awesome. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is like the Hulkbuster suit, right? I actually need to zoom out maybe a little bit on him because my goodness. All right, that is super cool, super fun. Really, really do dig this. Looks great. Love that, again, these are like every single one of these pipes is actually inset, which is very nice looking. The helmet looks great. I love the little eye stitch detail there. Love these big old packs on the back there. Love that you can see like the pistons and tubings and stuff like that, or the gear here, like a literal gear as it swivels around. It's a little pea spout for its oil changes. The like giant screws, right? Flathead. They don't have Phillips there apparently. Yeah, this all looks so cool, so great. This is exactly like what you would think it would look like, I feel. Very fun. Okay, well that's it for that expansion. Let's go ahead and go to the other one. Alright guys, this is it. This is where our journey ends, is after this. This is the Kickstarter exclusive box, I believe. And yes, because it's Kickstarter exclusive, they knew they didn't need the back. And so they're not trying to tell you about the game. They figure you already know if you have the exclusive Kickstarter box. You know what you're getting into. Actually, you would be surprised how many people back just based off pictures and stuff like that, and they don't even know how to play the game. Amazing. Amazing. And I don't mean like play as in like, oh, you know all the rule book. You've read, version 0.036, or some junk like that. And that's not the case. Not the case. I just mean like some people don't even have a fundamental understanding of how the game plays. Like they didn't even read the campaign page. Kind of scary. Alright, let's take a look. See what the damage is, what we got. Okay, again, now it's in the middle instead of on the left. You guys need to pick and decide what you're doing here. It works, it's fine. Very thick, I like that. A big adventure book here. Tons of art and layout and setup and just a ton of game here, which I appreciate. I like seeing. Alright. And then straight away with the minis by the looks of it. Again, so see, now this isn't the same kind of tape, But same thing, because again, you don't see game trays anywhere on here. And so that means that they don't have the locking lid based off the manufacturer they're using. So they're using this so the lid doesn't just like pop off easily, right? Alright, so we got some minis here, but then it looks like we got some more minis and some cards. So we're going to do minis, and then some of the cards perhaps, and then end on the minis up there, I think is what we're going to do. So let's go ahead, zoom in a little bit. I'm glad we got some more heroes. Very glad to see that. More heroes are always better. Speaking of which, let's go on and start with this one here, because, again, it's huge, right? This is like a centaur and a half is what this is. My goodness, this is big. Yeah, so a lot of like ornate armor. Love the base. Love that there's an overhang, and I love how big it is. I really do. The not braided tail. What would you call this? The like cinched, sectioned hair. What is that? What is that called? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, though. Whatever that is, that's going on there. I will say that there's a little detail here, but then there's some fairly good detail here, but you get on this side, and it looks like Play-Doh. Like, there's this one big tube here, this tube here, this tube here. There's literally, the whole thing, it looks like, on this side, made up of 3 different chunks, which just is very realistic, right? I love the arrow and bow that are on the side there. That's a nice attention to detail. Or the satchels that are, like, way up here instead of over here. I think the hooves and the arms and the horse body in general look really cool. Love the assembly they did on this. Again, his weapon actually quite skinny, not very thick at all, which is super nice. The bird's already attached. Overall, very cool, very dynamic, and very interesting miniature, if you ask me. I think that's awesome. I really do. All right, next up we have this little girl. She's actually a really cool character. And again, we have gone back to now non-sculpted bases. But she's so tiny. It's adorable. It really, really is. There's not a whole lot to say, except that she's really cute. Even then, even at this size, she still has, you can see her fingers are all splayed open. You can see that, see? Very nice to not have a palm hand. Yeah, just overall really, really nice to see that. So, pays to not use star in a lot of ways. Okay, this axe, a little bit thicker, and a little bent, but again, some TLC I think can help that a little bit. Hot water treatment and whatnot. This chain looks great. Love the knee caps and their choice there. Again, these pauldrons are awesome. The beard looks magnificent. A very cool, oh man, look at this. Look at this in the back here. No wonder you liked this guy. My goodness. Okay, so right here, the skull is attached to the knee here. That could have been differentiated a little bit more in the tooling process. I actually caught something like that for Reggie games, and I'm glad I did. It was the same thing with the skull too, which is kind of ironic. Love this chain. That looks great. Overall, very, very nice. Love the ornate part of the axe. You fill that in very good. Just a fun mold for sure. All right, next we have this. And this is an awesome mini. I love this. I love that he's standing pretty much perfect. I love his little kind of string instrument. But just the cape here with this lining here. Do you hear that? Oh my goodness. Oh yes. And again, it's nice to kind of be able to really get a sense of all the texture that's there, right? Love how low hanging that is too, by the way. Love the lining. Love the hair with the little horns and stuff like that. Just a fun mini. I really dig that. All right, next up we have this one. Again, just standing there. This is very much a power pose here, right? A very fancy blade, though. My goodness. I dig that. That looks nice. Love the hair. Love the hood. I think that's great. The power pose looks good. The arms in front of the chest all looks defined and well done. Yeah, just overall, very cool pose. Oh man, this guy, I tell you what, look at how beefy this dude is. This is a, well, okay, I said that, but then he has this little tiny head. A little odd, perhaps. He's very tall and lanky, I guess. But yeah, he looks awesome. Love this axe, by the way. This axe looks great. The stitching on his cloak looks great. Love the texture on here. They're all different. They're all unique. And yeah, the skull symbol on top of the axe like that. Freaking sweet. I love it. That is awesome. All right, next up we actually have a gray one here. This guy looks freaking sweet too. It is an actual person. Love the hood. They did such a great job with the hood. You can see that, you know? Let me zoom in a little bit more just by default. I don't think I have anything too large here. Yeah, that's probably good. Look at the face of that shield though. My good golly. Wow. Yeah, super cool looking if you ask me. I like the rocks, I like that they're using that. The blade looks cool. I like how separate it looks from the cape. The cape seems to have been slightly scratched perhaps in a few spots. I don't know who could have done that or why, but... Alright, now we got the classic archer scooting backwards, right? Lunging backwards while shooting off an arrow. Probably just released it though. Your arm kind of naturally starts going back the moment you do it, but that's okay. Love that the quiver is right here. And it looks like... That's interesting. Okay, so it's not an issue. This is a satchel here. I was like, where's this other leg? But it's like right here, and it ends here. So there's like this big old gap here where the... you know, where the cape would eventually go, but it's just attached with these straps here. Looks awesome. And again, that hood looks wonderful. The ornate style of this looks very nice. It's on such a yellow, you know, bright color that it can be kind of hard. This is another fun one. Now we got the freaking ninja lizard, of course. Love the 1 foot up. Love the tail. Very muscular tail, by the way. It looks like he's very much using that. Holding the arms against himself like that is very interesting. The scales look good. Yeah, everything about this, again, looks great. I like this. Look at the little tiny rings. Actually quite good. Quite nice. All right. Get some more minis. Got some little dwarf guys. All right, here's some more minis. Now we got the dwarf guys. Again, their hair is hilarious. Love it. They got the crossbows, and they just kind of shoot at you is what they do. Pretty much all they do. All right, now instead of them, you can also get this guy. I love how he's not wearing a shirt at all. He's all bald and everything like that. Just the opposite of what you would think a dwarf would be like. Assuming that's what this is. I don't know. They're just a tiny person. That's all I know. I don't even know that. Okay, here's another person here. This looks very similar to the hero. maybe she turns bad. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. That being said, love the hair. The weapons look cool. A little faint right there, right? The detail-wise is a little loose. Be nice to get that added. But overall, a very cool and interesting pose. Okay, there's so many guys. Alright, there's just so many. I love this guy. I love his face. It looks great. Let me get real close so you can kind of see that. Do you see his face there? I love it. Love the lantern. Love how big his knife is. My goodness. Love that he has like a whole bunch of stuff in the back here. I have no idea what his plan was, but it's a cool pose. That is for sure. Alright, next up we have this guy. He's like another little assassin guy. He's got a bow here. He's about to grab his arrow. This looks fantastic. I think it's really, really great. And yeah, I really like it. I love how he's holding the bow to his side like that. I don't know if I have another bowman that holds it to his side like that. I quite like that. Alright, get a few of these guys, 2 to be precise. And again, looks great. Love the weapon. Love the ears. Love the... you know, the contraption that they put there. That's always great. This guy, also cool. He is so excited. Look how excited he is. Look at that face. And you tell me you wouldn't do anything to make him happy. That is awesome. You want me to die? Okay, if it makes you happy. This axe looks killer. Killer end-game axe with the skull and the 3 blades and all that on both of them. And yeah, it's meh. Like at most. Yeah, this looks good. This is like straight across. But you know, the only issue here is this part right here. So you see how that's like flat? Like I would have rather of him had this knee bent a bit more to kind of fill that in or something like that. I don't know. I don't like seeing it there. My 2 cents. All right, next up we have this contraption, which looks amazing. Love the cloth on it. I almost had this completely done, which would have been super cool. And then, yeah, now it's just looking all gray, but otherwise looks very, very cool. Yeah, I like it. I love all the different candles on this guy. Like, just, it's a very cool idea. I think it looks great. All right, one more hero in at least this section here. And here he is, huge. If you recognize him, he is one of the enemies from the previous one, but now he's good. So they kind of redid the sword and made the sword a little bit better. The shield looks great. Again, I've already commented on all this. I love the kind of surrounding with the cape here, which of course the cape looks great in too. All right, we got 2 more sculpts, and then we're on to, I think, the last tray in the whole game. All right. Love how turned his head is. Love that it's not just like, you know, putting this fist in front of him. It's also grabbing this one to like bring it forward. Like, it's just a great pose. He's right there at the edge here. Like, it's even like cut off furniture right next to him. That's how close call it was. This symbol or this mold line right here is a little bit of an issue. It can get really hard to clean up stuff like this. Just depends though. Yeah, no, it looks great though. It looks super cool. And finally, we have these guys, which, yeah, kind of reminds me of Reichbusters, and I mean that, and I say that in a good way, because this is just a fun one. Yeah, no, it looks great. You could do some hot water treatment on that to straighten a little bit more if you wanted to, but overall, it's actually quite nice. Like, it looks really, really nice. Love the different sectioning of everybody there. So that they can kind of keep doing their stuff, which is cool. All right, so that's that. Now we got this. Oof. One more here. It's probably glued. Yep, or taped. Hate the tape. Really do. Always have. I say it in all my videos. You want me to not enjoy me unboxing your game? Well, you know what to put in there now. All right. Okay. Put this back in now. All right, so I'm not going to look over all of the art. You guys have seen the art, though. You guys know how great the art is. There's multiple different decks you have here. And then some minis. So let's take a look here. Let's see, this guy, I think we already have, right? I've shown him off before. At least somebody very close to it. That's how close we're getting now. No, because, okay, no, this is different. This is different. Look at this guy. Yeah, no, thank you. That is beyond frightening. Don't like the tail. Don't like that it got up. Don't like these things here. Every part of this is a nope. And I'm putting him back now. Like, that is just straight up nope. Look at this crazy Cthulhu guy here. I love the fact that his brain is exposed. Love and hate. But I also really, really get a kick of just like all these tentacles, right? And all the different textures on them. They're all like compiled together almost. And it's just, it's interesting. It's an interesting sculpt. I would hate painting it, to be honest. Like, even the stuff in here and stuff, that'd be super annoying. But it looks like a lot of fun. It looks really cool. I dig it. I love these tentacles here. They were all assembled on there. They're all different. And it's because, again, like, they're every which way, right? But looks great. And again, the scale compared to the heroes is huge. Okay, we do have a coin here. Looks very nice. Love it. Like, they did a great job on this. Love the skull. Yep, sold. Like it. 10 out of 10 game. There you go. That's all there is to it. All right, now we have this guy as well, and I don't know if, I think he might be, no, he's not. I remember this, like, thing right here. I don't think he's actually even unique, so I'm going to put him up. And I'm going to feel terrible if not. No, because, yeah, see, we have an extra one of this guy as well, right? So now we have them in 2 different boxes. Yay! Here's the Robo-Dog. Kind of like a Wolfenstein kind of thing, if you ask me. Sculpted base, look at this. Sculpted base. How did only some get sculpted bases? That doesn't make any sense to me. Looks wonderful, though. Looks like a lot of fun to paint and to design. Love the wood. Was not expecting wood pieces in here, like, at all. That's super cool. I dig that. I dig that. All right, let's see. Oh, best minis ever. Here we go. The whole reason to buy this game right here. we got wolves. I'm so happy. These wolves look great too. There's a lot of wolves in like Warhammer line, but they look super cartoony. These do not. These look wonderful. Love it. Love the snarl. Love how, they're looking each way and he's kind of in the middle there. His teeth are all big. Yeah, this looks super cool. Love the fact that they have that in there. Love it, love it, love it. Alright, let's see. We got the evolved slime here. Somebody tried to stab it and that didn't work out too well. Imagine that. Who would have thought that he would just soak it up? Not me. Yeah, looks great. Love the gaping maw. Love these little bits that are dangling off the mouth. Oh, that's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. That's all there is to it. Alright, I think this is the second to last mini here. Ah, awesome. Love the windswept cape. I will say that there is no real discernible difference between these two. This is his body, this is his cape, and there's just not really anything stopping it from just keep painting. That can be kind of messy, but it can be so rewarding too. This weapon, by the way, super cool. Really dig it. Okay, this should be, I think, the final one. I'll figure out how to put it back in. Maybe. What's this? Okay, no, we do have one more here. A fat armadillo-like guy with a whole bunch of freaking legs. What the heck? Okay, so he's an insect. Moving on. No. Just no. All of it, no. Oh my goodness. What the heck? What the heck? Alright, here's King Shark here. Just look at the comic books. I think it looks great. I love it. I love that it's a hammerhead shark. I think that's also pretty smart, probably. Again, sculpted base on 90% of the base. It looks great. Love the spikes. This column here looks great. Yeah, just all of it. The inside of the mouth is not dirty, but it's not clean either. And you know what, guys? I think that is it. I don't think there's anything else past that. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of Bardsung. I realize that for such a quote-unquote small game, there was a lot to go over here, and there definitely was. But yeah, I look forward to what more they can do with this. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys again really, really soon. Bye, guys.